Today, I'm going to show you how to ask comprehension questions while you're reading a story with your child or student. The first comprehension question, or WH question, that I like to ask is a what question. You could do this on the cover of the book by saying, what do you see? Or sometimes I like to give the category, like, what animal is this? If your child can come up with raccoon by themselves, that's great. If they can't, you can give them two options, like, does it look like a dog or a raccoon? So that's the first comprehension question that I like to ask while reading a story. The next one I like to ask is a what doing question. Now, what doing questions are easiest when you have a picture that looks like this. I like to bring the attention to the character in the story and say, what is Beaver doing? If your child says fishing or catching a fish, that's great. They're using that ing to answer the question. If they say catch fish, just model good language and say, you're right, they're catching fish, using that ing. The next type of question I like to ask are who questions. Now, I would do this after I've read the words on this page. I would say, who is Raccoon talking to? And Raccoon is talking to Mom. But if your child can't come up with that on their own, you could again give them two choices. Does that look like Dad or Mom? Another question I like to ask students is where questions. I would ask a where question on this page. It would sound like this. Where is Raccoon? Now, where questions are a little bit more difficult because there's usually a location involved. But again, you could give them some options. You could say, is Raccoon inside or outside? Or you could say, is Raccoon at his house or a friend's house if they can't come up with the answer on their own? The next type of question I like to ask is a when question. With when questions in preschool, it's a little tricky because it's hard to determine when things are happening. But I like to give the choices of, is it happening during the day or at night? So I would point to what you see in the background and ask your child, is it dark out? Does it look like it's happening at night? I don't think so. I think it's happening during the day. The last type of question I would ask is a why question. Now, these are very tricky in preschool, but you could still do it. Now, on this page, you could ask, why do you think Raccoon feels sad? Why questions are definitely the hardest to answer, so if your child can't come up with something, it's okay. Just model what you think. I would say, I think he feels sad because he's not playing with his friends. That's how you ask comprehension questions while reading a book. If you have any questions, visit my website or give me a call.